Aloha, and welcome to another edition of Collector's Corner, courtesy of your friends at The Tainted Glove. I am your host, the man of questionable character, Aloha Mr. Hand, and Collector's Corner was started during the pandemic as a way to try and catalog all of the memorabilia that I have, and I didn't realize I had as much as I did. So it gets a little interesting at times, but recently got some new stuff. So just wanted to show that off because why the hell not? And with the Sox probably being rained out today, I figured why the hell not? So I have a couple of autographed magazine covers, and I'll explain those when I get to them. 3 autographed baseballs, and 3 bats as well. And a couple of unique items at the end. One that really signifies a monumental shift in Chicago sports history. So, with that, let me begin. I'll start with the magazine covers because they're handy and they're right here. So, the first one, these are all from a website called Pop Fly Pop Shot. And what it is it is an artist who does baseball magazine covers in the form of comic book covers. And on some of them, he has gotten the players represented to autograph them. So I have 3 examples right here, which I really like. I think they're cool. I'll start with this one, which in a way is a tribute to your friend and mine, Big Sexy 75, aka Wally Money. This is the Bartolo Colon Big Sexy cover. As you can see, Bartolo Colon has autographed this. This is number 209 of 380, and that is the artist Daniel Jacob Horine. I hope I said that right. With his autograph there, the Pop Fly Pop Shop label, and a little barcode there representing what it is. And again, like I said, it is the Bartolo Colon Big Sexy 75 cover. You can see, and what he does here, wrong side. What he does here is he tries to use the player's jersey number as sort of like representation of the issue number, things like that. So, 25 cents, number 40. You could see all that there, and just him being Big Sexy, sort of like Wally in a way. So that's the first one. The second one is a tribute to the human vacuum cleaner, aka Brooks Robinson, and you can see his autograph right in there. This is, of course, number 5, 64 cents. The significance of 64 being that is when he won the American League MVP award. But you could see his autograph right there. My finger's blocking it a little bit. Talking about how he was the defensive third baseman of all time. The gold bearer, the standard. And the last one is a tribute to a movie that, let's face it, baseball fans know everywhere. I was lucky enough to attend the first game at the site, that of course being the Field of Dreams site, that of course being the New York Yankees versus Chicago White Sox Field of Dreams game played in 2021. I was lucky enough to go with Big Sexy himself, Wally Money. So, but this is a cover. Hey Dad, you want to have a catch? Inscribed, Is This Heaven? And signed by Dwyer Brown. You may ask who Dwyer Brown is. Dwyer Brown was the guy who played John Kinsella. John Kinsella. Almost said Frank for a second. Who played John Kinsella, who was Ray Kinsella, a.k.a. Kevin Costner's father at the end of the movie. He was the gentleman who took off the catching gear and had a catch with his son at the very end of the movie. I know Field of Dreams can be somewhat polarizing to people. I think it's a fantastic movie. And a little known fact that Jumper and Zvo will probably talk about someday. There were 2 now huge stars, but back then they were still quote-unquote kids, who were extras in the scene at Fenway Park. where Kevin Costner and James Earl Jones go to watch a game hoping for some kind of sign. The sign being, of course, Moonlight Graham. Those two are named Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. They are extras in there. Interesting little tidbit. Long before they became famous and did Good Will Hunting and everything else, and long before Affleck became Mr. J-Lo. But moving on to the baseballs now. Like I said, I have 3 of them, and I may have shown 1 or 2 of these before. If I do, I apologize. I just can't keep track, so hey, shoot me. So what I got here is, this one is a 2020 World Series baseball. A lot of people, baseball fans, may not recognize that autograph, but that is Magic Johnson. Why is Magic Johnson on a 2020 baseball, World Series baseball? Because he's one of the owners of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And as we know, the Dodgers won the 2020 World Series. As you can see, it is Beckett certified for authenticity. There's the certificate number, MJ. Ooh, precursor maybe? Maybe. MJ 06848. So that's the Magic ball. The next one is something I picked up recently, is the 2001 All-Star Game autographed baseball by Albert Pujols, who made his All-Star Game debut in 2001, if memory serves correctly. This is also authenticated by Beckett, but this is the Albert Pujols ball. So yes, I have an Albert Pujols autograph. And with Pujols, he will be going into the Hall of Fame 5 years after he retires. It's just a matter of when, not if. He will be going in. And the guy still going strong, had 4 hits, 2 home runs last night, if I read correctly. I was out, didn't see the game, so that's what I was reading. But the last ball I'm going to show is one of a true baseball legend, a man who did spend a couple of years on the 2.5 actually on the south side of Chicago, and is one of the gold standards for pitching. If you ever think of drop and drive pitching, this is the man you think about. Tom Seaver, aka the Franchise. If there was ever truly a Mr. Met, this is your guy. Yes, that is a Tom Seaver autograph. It is on, I don't know if you can see this here, a Father's Day special edition baseball for 2001. Okay, also Beckett certified there. Tom Seaver, as you know, is known as the Franchise. That was his nickname because he basically, not single-handedly, but was one of the main key cogs that made the Mets from the lovable losers, the Mets, to the miracle Mets of 1969, going in against a huge underdog against the 100-plus win Baltimore Orioles and beating the Orioles in 5 games. And the funny thing about 1969, is you had a New York versus Baltimore matchup in the Super Bowl played in January and the World Series played in October. Of course, the Super Bowl in January was Joe Namath, with the New York Jets beating the Baltimore Colts. I believe the final in Super Bowl III, I believe the final was 16-7. That was when Namath said he guaranteed a victory. It's hard to believe now with the way media acts, but it's hard to believe that the New York Jets and the New York Mets were decided huge underdogs in both instances. But they came back and won both. And if you ever have the chance, Super Bowl III, the game broadcast is available on YouTube and you can watch it. And it's fascinating to watch. I'll just say that. Obviously, the picture quality for us snobs with high def and everything else is not the same, but it's a fascinating thing to watch. I think all the Super Bowls are actually available for viewing on YouTube, so something to consider. So let me get to the 3 bats that I have. The first one I'm picking up here is, as I mentioned before, I know I've shown some other ones before. They have the Hall of Fame collection, bat collection. And what they do is they issue 12 bats for each Hall of Famer that they can get to sign. Numbered 1 through 12. I generally get number 9. That's the number I'm registered for. There might be occasions where they call me and say, oh, this guy wants number 9. Would you take number 7 or whatever it may be? So, but this is just recently acquired the George Brett autograph bat. You can see there's his signature, class of 1999 right there, courtesy of the gang at Cooperstown Bat Company, who, by the way, have great clothing, great gear, and of course, great bats. Give them a shout out and take a look if you get a chance. CooperstownBat.com. And then number 9 of 12. He said that's a George Brett. This was Beckett authenticated, I believe, but it's directly from the Hall of Fame. The signing was actually done in Waukesha at Waukesha Sports, Waukesha, Wisconsin. It was a private signing that Brett did because I also managed to obtain from that same private signing. I sent a couple things in to get Brett because Brett really doesn't do shows. And I know someone who got him at the ballpark a few years back and gave me the baseball, for which I am eternally thankful. But I also got this first day cover with George Brett, for the 1985 American League playoffs. George Brett being the MVP of that series, who absolutely dominated the Toronto Blue Jays. The Royals were actually down 3-1 and came back and won 3 games in a row to go to the World Series, playing against their interstate rival, the St. Louis Cardinals. And we know what happened in Game 6 with Don Denkinger. It doesn't need to be rehashed. If you ever get a chance, go out to YouTube, go watch the 9th inning of Game 6 of the 1985 World Series to see what I'm talking about with Don Denkinger and everything else. But if you also want a good laugh, go out to YouTube and watch Game 6 of the National League Championship Series in I believe it's the top of the 9th inning, when Jack Clark comes to bat. There is a funny moment with Pedro Guerrero that you just have to see to believe when Jack Clark hits a 3-run homer. And then the other George Brett item I got, and by the way, these are both authenticated by Beckett. You can see on the backside there the Beckett sticker. The Beckett sticker here. And then this is a 1983 Donruss big card that I had got in 1983 when I bought a pack of the big cards. Steve Carlton's another one I got in that pull. I believe I got a Mike Schmidt too. I did buy a Johnny Bench later, which he has signed for me. But this is the Brett. I love the blue ink on there, or the blue Sharpie, I should say, on there, and the blue Sharpie on here as well. I think it really makes it stand out, and it looks good with the uniform color and everything else. So, a couple more bats. I had to put those in since it was Brett. The next one is the Hall of Fame. Nope, I want to save that one for last. This is the official Hall of Fame issue induction bat for the class of 2022. And what it is, let me turn it around here so it's easier to read. What it is they list, let me take it out of the plastic. They list all of the inductees for the year, and they put facsimile, aka copies, signatures of all the inductees. As you can see, this bat is numbered 69 to 1,000. They only make 1,000 of these. I am on the listing for number 69. You see National Baseball Hall of Fame, the date of induction, July 24th, 2022, limited edition 69 of 1,000. You can see there's Minnie Minoso right there at the top, Buck O'Neill, Bud Fowler. I don't know if they actually have the Bud Fowler signature. They just put that on. You get Big Papi there, Jim Cott, Tony Oliva right there. But yes, this is another thing that they do. They issue these bats every year, and they started doing that, I want to say, in the late 80s, early 90s, I believe. They have issued a bat for every induction class that had inductees, because there were a couple classes that did not have inductees, so of course no bat was created for those. But they do and I know a lot of people who collect them. Some of the bats are not worth much. Others, example, 1974, when you had Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford going into the Hall of Fame, those bats can fetch a lot of money. I do have several of the previous seasons. I do have like a 72 bat, which is a good one to have because you have Yogi Berra and Sandy Koufax going in that class. Of course, I have the first one I ever got was the 2014 bat. Of course, with Frank Thomas going into the Hall of Fame and Tony La Russa as well. And I also picked up the 1989 bat because that was the year of Johnny Bench and Carl Yastrzemski. And as everyone knows, I am a huge Bench stan. So I have that. And this is the last bat. And this is one I'm going to brag about. Because over Memorial Day weekend, I was at Cooperstown for what's called the Hall of Fame Classic. It is a baseball game it's basically an old timers baseball game where they get recent retirees to be coached by the Hall of Famers in attendance that weekend. And the end of the weekend is a golf outing on Sunday. I played in that golf outing. I was part of a team. The team I was on finished in second place, one stroke off tying for first. We finished with a 59. The winners finished with a 58. But for second place, and let me show that so you could see there's the date, the Golf Classic, second place. It was autographed by all of the Hall of Famers who were in attendance there. So you see Ozzie Smith, Alan Trammell, Lee Smith, Wade Boggs, fun guy, Ted Simmons, and Tim Raines. Our team played with Tim Raines, and we had a great time with him. Him and I had a lot to talk about since I was asking him about his time with the White Sox and where he lived in Chicago and, the 05 World Series, the 05 team, and things like that. So we had a great time. Like I said, I had to show that off a little bit because it's a second place bat. I wish it was first. Got second place, though. And then I have a couple of items that are not baseball, but the last item I'm going to show, not this one, but the next one. There's two items left. The last item I'm going to show is a significant item in the history of Chicago sports. But the first item is what's called a Star Company set for 1991, still sealed, of the Chicago Bulls. This is number 452 of 1,000. They only made 1,000 sets. This is number 452. It's a 5-card set. So not opening it, because you could see it's still sealed, not opening it, I would bet it's Jordan, Pippen, Horace Grant, Cartwright, and maybe Paxson. Let me see, who's the last card if I could see. I don't want to open it, so I'm like trying to play little games here, because remember, Rodman wasn't there yet. Oh, I can't open it, so can't see. So, but yes, nice set there. I might open it when I take it to PSA to get registered, to get authenticated and everything else, and get it graded. But the last item is something that I came across earlier today. As a matter of fact, I couldn't believe what I saw, so I had to pick it up. Okay, it may not look like much, but this is a Chicago Bulls schedule for 1984-1985. And you'll notice it's the big O, Orlando Woolridge, on the cover. And you may ask yourself, what's the significance of that? Well, as you see here, they talk about this kid they just drafted, some guy named Michael something. You can see there's his information, College Player of the Year, 83-84. Bulls 1984 first-round draft pick. That was the moment when the fortunes changed for the Chicago Bulls. Here is the entire Bulls 84-85 schedule. As you can see, and here's the backside of it. Sponsored by Canon. But yes, and if ticket information if you want. How much are tickets there? Club Circle. Wow, this is different now. If you wanted group rate and ticket information, Club Circle, $11.50. Loge seating, $11.50. Mezzanine, $8.50. First balcony, $6.50. Second balcony, $450. Imagine being able to go to a Bulls game now with those prices. That would be awesome. But that's all I got. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I got more stuff I'm going through, so I'm sure I'll have more to post. I'm expecting a couple of new things to be coming in, and also going through boxes and shit like that too. That I still have a ton of shit piled up. So hope you enjoyed. Thanks a lot for watching. Talk to you later, and don't forget, tune in. Pay attention to when the next Tainted Glove is, as well as the next Jumper ins Vo. I believe the next Jumper ins Vo has the man, the myth, the legend, the true brains, heart, and soul of the 108, My Sock Summer. Probably talking about Boogie Nights, but pay attention. Be on the lookout for that. Thanks a lot, everyone. Talk to you later. Aloha.